really, we look for these great examples, these best users, best uses of biochar, and Scott's house was a perfect example.
No, I almost thought about just replacing the whole front yard.
Outstanding with Wakefield.
Hi, I'm Tony with Wakefield Biochar, and on this episode of Outstanding with Wakefield, I'm outstanding in your front yard. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia to learn about residential lawn care. Are y'all ready? Let's talk about biochar. Hey Scott.
Hey Tony, how you doing?
I'm good. Oh, absolutely.
That was great having you guys come out. Tony's a great person. I've talked to him on the phone before.
I really appreciate you doing this. I mean, we have customers all the time asking about their front yards, and I thought, well, who better than our residential lawn expert? I guess, you know, Scott.
I try.
So what we're gonna take a look at your yard and see what you've done and how biochar's made an impact.
Okay.
And I really appreciate you taking this morning for us.
All right.
We visited with Scott today, and it was really important to talk to a customer who's using biochar for their home, their lawn, their garden. One of the things we want to acknowledge the grass right now. It's not green. We're here but pre-season, between seasons, and really because this is a prep conversation. How do you prepare your lawn using biochar so that you'll have that green grass and you'll have that grass year after year? So that's, we get it, the grass is brown today because this is the time that you can actually do some prep work for green grass in the spring.
I had tried everything, you know, adding more water, doing fertilizers. I could not get, there's areas of my front yard I could not get grass to grow. The results came a lot quicker than I expected. I felt like I would get some positive results of it. How much, I wasn't sure. It happened in one growing season. The sun goes behind my house, so I get very little sun in the front yard.
Yeah.
And then in the evening, this tree blocks the evening sun. So right here, this was all maybe 20% grass. This whole area there was hardly any grass in there. So I applied the biochar. I'll show you how I did that, because this was an established lawn for 23 years. I just wanted to nurse it along instead of I didn't want to start over from scratch.
Yeah. Really, we look for these great examples, these best users, best uses of biochar, and Scott's house was a perfect example.
Lawns is not my hobby, it's not my living or anything like that, but it becomes a lot of work when you got a lot of problems with weeds or when your grass is not growing. You know, I almost thought about just replacing the whole front yard, but I thought, well, if I can just get this area nursed back to life, you know, it'll save me a ton of time and money down the road.
I hope you are spending less time pulling weeds and more time.
Yeah, I've got it to where I want it. I don't think I'm gonna have hardly any weeds next summer. I want to show you some of the worm castings. This is, oh, whoa, you almost stepped on it. Worm castings. You might want to zero in on that because that's really important.
You are kidding me, that's worm castings?
Yep.
That is awesome.
Those are worm castings. Yeah, 23 years of being here, I've never seen worm castings. I didn't even know what they were until I saw them popping up on my yard. I went, what is that? And I looked it up, worm castings. I go, yes, I'm gonna spend a bunch of money to buy worm castings that are expensive. And I said, no, I'm getting it for free.
So how did you, when you got the compost and biochar blended up, do you know about how much biochar to compost you had over there?
It was about 2 to 1. I think it was about 66% biochar, maybe 33% compost.
Okay. Wonderful. And then how did you spread it? How did you get it to the dirt?
That was the big question I had, because I thought, man, if I got to take a shovel and do this all across the yard, that's a lot of work. But what I did is I used a peat moss spreader, and I've got one. If you want me to go get it,
we want to see that.
Here's the peat moss spreader.
Okay, this is great.
This worked perfect. I never had any trouble with it plugging up, because actually when you're rolling it, you're constantly churning it up.
Did you also have the compost with the biochar in here? Or was it just?
No, when I put the biochar in here, it was already inoculated.
And so as you're moving it along, it's tumbling through there and spreading out over the lawn evenly?
Yeah, and let me show you how you get it in.
Okay.
So you just shovel it in there, fill it up, close it up, and then you roll away.
There you go. So we have options in applying or top dressing biochar to your lawn. You can use broadcast spreaders or drop spreaders if they allow for a large enough hole to let that biochar drop through easily. You may be shaking that hopper quite a bit as you're rolling with that. This peat moss spreader is actually a great idea because it's still going to get that even distribution of biochar in the lawn, but it's going to go through the holes quite a bit easier, and obviously it worked very well for Scott.
It took me a couple months to try to figure out how I'm going to get it into the soil because I didn't want to start over in the front yard. I wanted to nurse it along. And I happened to catch a video of a guy who grew fruit trees. And what he did is he bore a hole, went around the outer perimeter of the roots, drilled the holes in, put the biochar in, and then he talked about the results that he had a year later, and he had amazing results. And I thought, okay,
there you go.
I'm gonna have to do it.
This is what you used. You used just a power drill with an auger.
Yes.
That's about a couple inches,
inches.
maybe 1.5 to 2 inches. How deep into the ground did you go?
I went about 5 to 6 inches deep.
Okay.
I wanted to get the biochar down to where the roots is absorbing.
Well, let's take a look at how we're going to drill a hole in your beautiful yard, and we appreciate you. So let's just do that, see what it looks like.
That's it. What I did to get it into the soil, let me put this down. I took a 1-inch PVC pipe and it cut it so it was about this high off the ground. I put a funnel on the top.
Okay.
Had a wheelbarrow, I just went like that and just dropped the biochar.
Okay.
So I never had to bend over, because that's what would be hard if you had to constantly bend. That would wear you out. It's a pretty big front yard.
Simple tools. You had a PVC pipe that fit in the hole,
Yeah.
from the size of the auger, a funnel on the top to make sure you don't lose anything off the side. Just drop the char into each hole as you go. Okay.
That's all I did.
Okay.
Life's gonna be a lot easier for me, not having to spend my Saturdays waiting and watering and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's nice to get your life back a little bit, and your lawn's not running your life.
Would you say you're happy because of that?
Oh yeah, anytime you can get more free time, time is money. You know, when you get older, my age, time's more important than the money.
This has been an amazing opportunity to see how you're using biochar to make your lawn better. You've got a beautiful home. Thank you so much for having us in Atlanta. I can't wait to see this all greened up here in the spring very quickly.
Wish it was warmer today.
Well, but what a wonderful way to see how you can apply biochar and prepare your yard for what is going to be a fantastic spring and summer.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next growing season.
Oh yeah, it's going to look great.
Yep. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
We've had a great day in Atlanta. Now, if you know of any outstanding uses or users of biochar that we should feature in another episode, please let us know in the comments below or on our website, wakefieldbiochar.com. We'll see you soon.
From what I read, a lot of farmlands, over time, the plants suck the nutrients out of the soil, and eventually you got dead soil, and you can't grow the plants. So if you have biochar, you're keeping those nutrients in the soil. That's healthier to your lawn or whatever you're trying to grow than going the chemical route.